everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we're in a different setting because I'm going to try this with natural light. I'm going to show you my brow routine from start to finish, including tinting. I'm going to be using the Eyelure Dark Brown Pro Brow Tinting Kit, and then I'm going to show you how I fill them in as well. So if you want to see that, then keep watching. So I brought you in a little closer and I'm just going to show you the kit. It comes with the tint, the mixing stuff, and a little spoolie that you use to put it on your brows. And what you do is you take, I think it's a centimetre's worth of the tint, and you squeeze it into the little plastic well. There's a lot more than a centimetre. Sorry, I'm just reading the instructions because I haven't done this in 6 weeks. And obviously I have forgotten how to use it. So 1 centimetre dye with 3 drops of activating solution. I'm going to put in about 5 drops. I definitely put in more than a centimetre. It does say you're supposed to patch test this, but I've used it. I did that the first time I've used it, so I'm not going to patch test, but if you are buying this for the first time, then you should probably patch test. You also get a little spatula to mix it with, so I'm just going to put the drops in. So I think I've got about 5 drops in, so I'm going to just go and mix that up now. You just have to keep mixing until you get a decent enough paste that you think you can comb it on your brows. So your paste should look something like that, and what you're going to do then is use the spoolie to comb it on your brows, making sure you try and get it actually on your brows and not like just on your face. So I'm just picking it up with a spoolie, kind of coating the spoolie in it.
And then I'm going to go through my brows.
As you can see, my brows are pretty fair, so it just makes it so much easier to fill in whenever they've got a bit of colour. And I don't actually mind if some of the dye goes inside, you know, under the hair, because it kind of fills them in a bit, doesn't it? It does say do 1 brow at a time and leave for 1 to 2 minutes, but I just do 2 brows and then just take this one off first. And leave the other one a minute. It does say you can use a Vaseline or some sort of petroleum jelly generic brand, I don't know if there are any, to, you know, act as a barrier, but I ain't got time for that. I do, I just am lazy. This just means as well, so if you have any like little blonde hairs that tend to get lost, kind of make you look like you've sparse brows, then this will pick those up and make your brows look fuller. So I'm going to leave these a minute and come back. I always leave some in the thing so that if I need to touch up, you know, take them off too early, or if I want to do them a bit darker, then I can. So I'll be back in 1 minute. So that's been about a minute and I've got a micellar water kind of soaked cotton pad. I'm going to start to take this one off, and I always start at the front where I have started, you know, with the tint, and just clean it off. So you can already see that the hairs are a bit darker. I could probably stand to go a wee bit darker than that, so I'm going to leave this a second and then I'm going to go in with a second coating. Yeah, I definitely want them a bit darker than that. I think I'm going to start in this brow first and then go to that one. I'm just going to go in with this one first. Oops, I've picked up quite a lot in that application. To the next one. Don't I look sexy? So it's another couple of minutes later and I'm just going to take them off and show you what it looks like. So that's them done. They are quite subtle, but I always fill them in anyway. It just means that if I wasn't wearing makeup for whatever reason, then I don't look ridiculous. I'm just going to go and throw on a bit of face makeup and come back and show you how I fill in my brows with this bad boy. So I'm back and I have all my makeup on. By the way, if you want to see a tutorial / makeup look on this makeup, then let me know in the comments. But I'm going to be using the Tanya Burr Cosmetics Perfect Brow Kit that I've been using every blooming day since I got it. This Red Beauty angle brush. Not all angle brushes were created equally, honestly. I love this one. And a bit of Maybelline Brow Drama over the top. So I'm just going to bring you back in and show you how I do that. So I hope you're sufficiently close. I am going to first of all take this colour, which is Chestnut, from the palette. Now this palette does come with its own wee tools, angle brush and mini tweezers, but I ain't going to use them. So I'm going to go in with Chestnut on the angle brush. I like to get a fair amount of it on, and I'm going to start with my bad brow, as I call it. Now I always start in the middle at the arch and pull downwards and kind of do like just downward strokes, and then go to the middle and kind of join it up because mine aren't like properly, and then I kind of work the angle that way and through the brows until the colour's kind of evenly distributed. And then I go to the front to this bit, try and make it as even along that line as possible, and then start to pull upwards just with the brush on its side and backwards to kind of colour in, if you like, the brow. Make sure the top line is straight with that tail as well. And then I just softly fill in the front with the brush that way upwards. Okay, I am happy with that. I might go along it, check, make sure that it's even, and that is basically one brow done. Now, trying to replicate it on the other brow is the difficult challenge. Starting kind of similarly on this side, pulling it downwards towards the tail. Now, my brows are naturally two different shapes, and this one is a lot thicker than that one, so it is difficult to get them completely the same. So you'll see that they are definitely similar, but not perfectly mirror images of one another. Just doing the same, kind of going along that bottom line, flicking backwards softly. Now you probably could hold the brush a bit further down, but I like the control that I get holding it closer to the bristles. Just going into the front, starting to flick upwards to kind of colour in and along that top line. Now I do tend to go lighter in this one than that one because I can always add more, whereas that one's done first. I need to match that one up, so it's easier if you go lighter on the second one and kind of build it up, if you get me. Like to make sure there's no little kind of sparse gaps. Buff. And then I kind of have a look at them and have a play about if I feel that they are really uneven. I'll, you know, maybe bring that one up a bit, you know, fill in the top or fill in the bottom, you know, whichever is annoying me. I think that's them as close to even as I'm going to get them. And I'm going to throw on some highlight first of all. Now the highlight I'm going to use is this in this little palette, which is called Fairy Cake. It's just a creamy highlight with, sorry, I'm just setting my brush over, with a bit of shimmer. And I'm going to use this kind of flat top small brush from Eco Tools, and I'm just placing that right under the brow, and then I'm just, normally I'd blend it in with, I'd do my brows first and then blend it in with my eyeshadow, but since my eyeshadow is done, I'm just going to blend it in with my finger. Nothing wrong with that. And then I'm going to the other side. Just to kind of highlight that line. So that's the highlight done, if you can see. And then I'm just going to put in my hair's falling out, my Maybelline Brow Drama in medium brown, and that just sets the brows in place. It also takes care of any other little hairs that you haven't got when you're tinting or filling in, and I think it just finishes it off a bit. And if you have too much product in as well, like too much powder, it kind of combs that through a bit for you if you haven't gone in with a spoolie. That's the brows done. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you found it useful. I've been meaning to do one for ages, but I've not been happy with my brows until now. So let me know in the comments what you do to keep your brows in check, and if you have liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new, then hit subscribe. Bye!